Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, Rambuka registers proposed party name. FNPF assures member savings are safe. And new academic year begins.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
Ousted Sodalpa leader Sitibeni Rambuka has reserved a party name with the Registrar of Political Parties. Rambuka has indicated in the days following his resignation from Parliament that he will be forming a new political party and even touted the name People's Alliance. The former opposition leader and his supporters have been seen collecting the 5,000 signatures needed to register a party. Registrar of Political Parties Mohammed Saneem confirms Rambuka has submitted a proposed name last week.
The reservation of name was done on Monday, but the signatures were already being collected. So I'm assuming that the proposed party already was aware of the name it was going through, because ideally when you collect signatures for any party, you would inform the voter.
Fiji's Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species Management Authority must be vigilant about the illegal trade in coral. Minister for Environment Dr. Mahendra Reddy says coral is amongst the most profitable enterprises and the authority needs to ensure that endangered corals are protected. Dr. Reddy says the authority should raise awareness of illegal trade in coral and the factors contributing to it. Selling coral is an extremely lucrative business and has an estimated value of about $20 billion per year.
While you curb and negate the efforts and effects of illegal trade, please be aware that your action to speak into the economy of a nation. You must be swift to act.
The Fiji National Provident Fund says members need not to worry about their savings with the institution. This follows concerns raised by some after the COVID-19 withdrawals that started last year and the assistance needed after TCASA. The FNPF says, together with other measures, its investment portfolio is diverse and is positioned well to withstand tough times.
I think that's the assurance that we're giving, and the fund is here for the long term. There's a certain number of members who are over 55 still have their funds with us. We've been talking; they've been talking to us on, so we're assuring them, and it's also it's the safest investment at the moment. Yep. It's 5% giving you the income, so it's a safe investment. There's no need to come and withdraw if you don't have a retirement plan.
The 2020 academic year has begun as over 195,000 students returning to school with a new vision and goals. The Suva-Nausori corridor was abuzz as the usual traffic chaos with the start of school was seen, with parents and students rushing to get to school on time. While most students were excited to be reunited with their friends, some were nervous as this was their first time to go to school.
Today is a lucky day for me because first time for my kids to go back to school. Hopefully it will be a good year for them.
Me personally, I'm able to prepare myself and my son for the new school year.
My daughter's first day in secondary school, and I'm so excited today.
It was all smiles for many parents in Nandi this morning as despite the current situation, they were able to send their kids to school. Students were seen anxiously making their way to school while parents, especially those whose children were attending school for the first time, had mixed emotions. Many parents in Nandi are still without jobs, but this has not discouraged them from making sure their children go back to school. It will not be easy for many parents around Nandi. However, they are determined to continue providing for their children.
I'm unemployed, but we manage some kind of ways to getting back to school, because being a parents, that's our first priority, to bring them to school.
For those who have, like, they're still thinking to send the kids or not, but send them. It's for their good, you know, for the future. Whatever you have, just start with it, and then it will flow.
Turning overseas, those rehearsing for the inauguration of Joe Biden had to be evacuated this morning due to a security threat at America's capital. Officials say the president-elect wasn't there, but tensions remain high ahead of Thursday's swearing-in ceremony. Up ahead, 2 more athletes for Paralympics. And Fiji volleyball plans season.
Oira na ngone no de nuni ena be singa ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena me karon.
Sakena ngau na mitar lo bina na baksa ngai ka wala lo mataki na ngone. Dala bina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama ki rau ena be mataka.
Boniti kena bagrombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena radio Fiji 1 na ndomo ibiti.
Indau kina na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
Fiji Paralympics plans to take 4 athletes to the Tokyo Games later this year. National men's shot put champion Yosefo Rakesa and Inosi Matea have already qualified, with officials eyeing 2 more potential athletes to join. The Fiji Paralympic Committee has expressed their interest with the National Sports Commission to send these 2 athletes from qualifying tournaments overseas.
Funding has been allocated to assist them, but they are another group that have to go overseas for some more qualifications, and they were hoping to go to China, I think, later in the year. Again, that qualification round will be finishing around about June.
Fiji volleyball has planned its competitions for this season, but the lack of facilities could be a barrier. Tournament director Francis Lanyon says competitions will start from the end of this month, but the unavailability of venues could affect the proposed dates. He says getting the tournament organized is the first step to a successful season.
Championship finals, that's all the club championship around the BT level. Then we'll have Bulada, which is the Eastern Championship. Hopefully by the end of this month we'll do that, and the Western Rally also, and the Northern Rally. Hopefully they will secure a venue for that.
Developing more young boxers is the way to go for Boxing Fiji. President Manasa Barabilala says last year they registered a massive number of interest from junior boxers. Barabilala says they've taken lead from other countries and are focusing on developing boxers from a young age. Boxing Fiji has always focused on boxers over 18 years of age.
Just one of the things that we found was when Winston and Johnny Dagule went into to the Commonwealth and even to the Olympic qualification, they were fighting opponents that had over 100, 150, almost 200 amateur bouts. You know, our guys were coming with 20, 30. That's not sufficient. So we need to start them young.
Arsenal's win over Newcastle early this morning moved them into top 10 of the Premier League on their home turf. The side defeated Newcastle 3-0 at Emirates Stadium. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored twice, while Bukayo Saka put the icing on the cake with a thriller third goal. Mostly fine weather prevails across the country with a slight chance of scattered late afternoon showers. The forecast for tomorrow is for more sun and warm conditions. That's FBC News Now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.mj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है।
मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हम सफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो FG2 देश की धड़कन पर।